Hey everybody. Well, it's Nate here, and I thought that today you guys deserve something special. So, I've decided to upload another installment of Trollsterpiece Theater. Let's hope I can get through this one. So, without further ado, here is Slave Bear of Caroline by Rose Fox. One morning, Grumpy Bear awoke and found that he did not, in fact, care. His response to this was to go back to sleep, but then, waking up 10 minutes later, plodding to his bathroom and brushing his teeth, he still didn't actually care. In response to this, he didn't floss. It wasn't even anything unnerving. He simply could not give half a darn. In fact, there was so much darn he didn't give that it became a damn, which was another thing entirely, as anybody who has ever said darn or damn will know. He ate cookies in bed and wallowed in the crumbs. Then Grumpy dozed off fretfully until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whereupon he was roused from his uncomfortable sleep by the screaming bleat of a car horn outside. He attempted to ignore it. This did not work. "Grumpy! Honk, honk, honk! Grumpy! Get out here, lazy bones! You're going to miss the picnic!" "You know what?" shouted Grumpy. "You and your stupid picnic can go to hell." Slam. Silence. Dun dun dun. "I'm glad you all found the time to be here today," said Tenderheart at the head of the table. "I hope you understand just how important this is." The assembled Care Bears and Care Bear cousins nodded. The caring meter had been attempting to go past the lowest rung for the last 3 days, creating such a horrible constant donging noise that they had to stop it with sticky tape. "Of course we do," huffed Braveheart Lion, crossing his arms. "Grumpy's getting unbearable. He's broken the caring meter. Y'all can hear it. I went in there yesterday to have a good long talk with him about caring and show him a thing or two. But would you believe he said he didn't want to be a Care Bear anymore? He kept on saying all this stuff about child welfare and parental responsibility. He stopped making sense." "No, Braveheart," Tenderheart said sternly, stopping an immediate wave of low muttering about Grumpy's varied wrongdoings. "Don't you see? It's not us we have to be worried about, it's Grumpy. Not caring is the worst thing in the whole entire world. Look at what it's doing to him. Can you see how lonely he is? How frightened he must be? Without caring, there's nothing. There's less than nothing. We can complain all we want, but in the end, it's Grumpy Bear who's hurting right now. It's our responsibility to help him." Share Bear's purple paw waved in the air. But what can we do, Tenderheart? We've all been trying everything we can for days. Nothing works." Tenderheart Bear had only the barest time to look Braveheart Lion in the eye before he picked a letter up from the table. "This problem is beyond me. I decided the first day I needed to ask somebody who might have seen this before. Trueheart Bear. So I wrote to Trueheart, and she sent me a reply. Trueheart! Oh, Trueheart will know how to fix him. Noble Heart Horse too. You're the best, Tenderheart. Come on, Tenderheart, open it up." They all clustered around him, getting their elbows in each other's faces, clambering on top of each other's shoulders, with Swift-Heart at the top of the pile, and squashing poor Gentle-Heart, Love-A-Lot trying to peer desperately over the top of Tenderheart's head as he peeled open the delicate kitten stationery carefully and read the insides aloud. Wait for it. Dear Care Bears, The only thing I can suggest is a brutal monster fuck. Trueheart. Grumpy Bear awoke, suspended. His arms and legs were tied to something, though he couldn't see what it was. He was facing down, staring at the tiled floor of the main hall in Carolot. Uncomfortably spread-eagled, cold and shocked, there was movement going on around him. And he groggily thought that maybe he was still dreaming as he tried to crane his head up to see what was going on. Hey! Hey! What the heck are you guys doing? Let me out of this thing! Slave Bear speaks, said a voice. Slave Bear is tied to the rape rack, said another. What the? Funshine, that's you. I can hear you. What the hell are you doing? Wish Bear? For his pains, Grumpy Bear received a hard whack to the face with what looked like a long stick. It was pink, with rainbow decals. The sting of being hit shocked him into silence for long moments, before he began complaining louder than ever. Ow! Ow! God damn it! Slave Bear talks out of turn, said another voice, worryingly familiar. Gag him. What? No, managed Grumpy before an arm that looked suspiciously like Funshine's forced a ball gag that reeked of pink glitter paint was shoved into his mouth. Grumpy Bear felt it being tied, yelled against it, and for the first time began to feel afraid. Slave Bear, you are in the rape rack for crimes against caring, said the first voice, and Grumpy identified it. Tenderheart. Slave Bear, you will only come out of the rape rack when we think that you've started to care again. Until then, you will no longer be Grumpy Bear, but Slave Bear. And you are the property of every Care Bear and Care Bear cousin in this room. You are going to be punished. Said Grumpy. Your first punishment is... Love-a-Lot, are you giving him a magazine? Love-a-Lot snatched away the New Yorker she'd been putting helpfully in front of where Grumpy's eye line had been positioned, staring hollow-eyed at the floor, and gave an anxious titter as she hid it behind her back. Safe word is Professor Coldheart, she whispered kindly, head close to Grumpy's own. At least, it would be, only you're in a gag, so it's totally useless. I'm fifth in line. Count for me. He watched her chubby pink legs as she ambled back to the grim circle of Care Bears. Tenderheart cleared his throat. I guess there's only one thing we can say to you now, he said, and that's this. Scream like a little bitch. Fuck bitch. Grumpy's blue-tinted ass jerked like a cheerleader attached to a... What? Grumpy's blue-tinted ass jerked like a cheerleader attached to an electrode as the riding crop came down on him over and over, shrieking like a gagged banshee and getting glitter on his tongue as he arched into the beat. What was worst was the silence, only Tenderheart's caught, ragged breath as he brought down the crop, nearly incoherently, and the weight of the Care Bear stare all around him. And then it was broken. Go, Tenderheart, cheered Cheer Bear. Beat his filthy bear bitch ass. Slap it good and red. Hit him with your fuck crop. You are so creepy, said Wish Bear. Woo! Spank his slut ass harder. Come on, Bears, say it with me. Your crop is your dick. Fuck him. Fuck his blue slave bear ass. Beat him harder, motherfucker, cried Gentle Heart Lamb, and that opened the floodgates. He was red and numb now, more tender with every strike, almost forgetting to cry out and renew his shocked yells when Share Bear eased off his gag. He spat out a small sea of cheap craft glitter. Slave Bear needs a whore mouth, said Share Bear, and brandished the lipstick. Slave Bear didn't get permission to speak, said Tenderheart, and before Grumpy could comment, He felt his small stub of a tail being lifted up. He made no sound, eyes huge and round, as he felt something being slathered on his anus. Tenderheart, that looks like marshmallow fluff, commented Swiftheart, giving Grumpy Bear another good whop right on the ass as she watched. What? Oh, it is marshmallow fluff, said Tenderheart. What am I going to use, peanut butter? You guys are dead, said Grumpy. So dead, so... Slave Bear is Carolot's fuck slut, chanted Cheer. Slave Bear is the forest of feelings, felched to her. Grumpy's eyes rolled back into his head as Bear clasped his face sharply, slapping him once as he whined before outlining his mouth in tacky red. He opened his mouth to protest. She shoved the lipstick in, made him bite down until he spat the waxy red substance out, rocking his head back and forth as Tenderheart worked the dildo into his ass. There was a horrible, sticky, warm feeling started to dribble into his crack and mat his fur. Swiftheart with a bottle of maple syrup and revenge in his heart. No! Does Slave Bear want the gag again? Jeered Gentleheart. Does it? Does it? There we go, said Cher, applying the last of the eyeshadow. Slut Bear is ready. Ready to be a slut. Tears of pain were already making Grumpy's mascara run. He had to squint at the flowers bobbing in front of him, sunflowers with vacant smiles. Friend Bear was already yanking... What? Friend Bear was already yanking out his penis, pumping it amiably with his paw. There was a tiny red heart etched on the glands. Open up, Slave Bear. Friend Bear piped up happily. Slave Bear is an emotionless fuck machine. Tenderheart rammed the dildo in, stopped there like some horrible and inevitably pink obstruction, and there was a giggling that sounded horribly like playful heart monkey, which never boded well. In the throes of absolute agony, Grumpy Bear let his jaw hang slack. Friend Bear took the opportunity to ram himself inside Grumpy's mouth, making him gag, smearing cheap lipstick into Friend's marigold fur. Somebody had started spanking him again, slow and methodical, but neat, but nearly steaming with the punishment. Hey, Slave Bear! It was Bright Heart Raccoon, dark eyes mild and curious as he crouched down to see Grumpy eye to eye. He held up two small clamps. He smiled benignly as they sparked with electricity. It was a deeply, deeply awful expression. Tenderheart told me to invent a discipline device. Slave Bear will have his whorish nipples burnt off, yelled Cheer. Slave Bear is a useless cock gobbler. Go, go, go! Grumpy shrieked into yellow friend cock as somebody removed the plug from his anus. It was even worse going out than it had been going in, and something disconcertingly organic was taking its place. He had no time to wonder. The leader of the Care Bears thrust his way into Grumpy's tortured care channel, prompting another squeak from the victim. Swiftheart was spanking him worse than ever. Tenderheart made a deeply wounded noise in his throat. Then he pulled out from Grumpy and came in a wash of small red hearts all over his back. Grumpy managed before Friend Bear jizzed sunflowers into his eyes. One slopped down his face and hung off his chin with limp, greasy petals. Before he had time to spit flowers out of his mouth, the Proud Heart Cat had taken his place, and somebody had given Cozy Heart a bullwhip. There was a slow, blurred parade of fuck beatings, and Cheer Bear having gotten a megaphone. Grumpy gazed blearily up, straining his neck as stars dribbled down his forehead wetly. He stared into the smiling faces of Secret Bear and Funshine, the first of whom was whispering busily into Funshine's ear. Ooh, Grumpy, I mean Slave Bear, said Funshine merrily. Secret Bear says he's going to fuck you so hard your insides burst open and your small intestine falls out on the floor, and then he's going to jizz in it so hard your mom will feel it, and your grandma. He's going to rape your internal organs, kind of like that one passage in Lolita. Then he's going to cut a hole in your belly and bang you that way, bitch bot. Funshine paused. Wow, Secret Bear, you read Lolita? Do you like pizza, Slave Bear? Lots of Heart boomed, jacking off wildly into a piece of pepperoni. Because I like pizza. Hey, Slave Bear, look see, Levelot cried as Cheer carefully and beamingly applied the last rainbow sticker to her neon pink strap-on. Doesn't this look totally neato? Grumpy fainted. Grumpy! Grumpy Bear! When he woke up, eyelids gummed nearly together, all he saw were a sea of anxious faces in front of him, and somebody waving a flower in front of his nose. He was tempted to pass off the last 5 hours as some kind of nightmare. Too many cookies at 3 a.m. in bed. The swollen ache soon changed that idea. Far from being furious, though, he just felt curiously empty and weightless, and somehow familiar. For the first time since his ordeal, he felt something usual. The totally irritated, but nonetheless. Hey guys, he said weakly. How do you feel, Swiftheart? Anxious? Grumpy Bear gave a Beatific smile to the general world. Know what? They all held their breath. I care. They erupted in a loud cheer. This calls for a party, said Birthday Bear, with cake and loud music and ice cream and okay, maybe not that stuff. And waffles and pudding and fun. Right now, for all our friends. Don't you think so, Tenderheart? Hey, Tenderheart? Tenderheart woke up and found that he did not, in fact, care. Ah, well, said Grumpy with a faint passing wistfulness that his role as bitch of Care-a-Lot was well and truly over. Tenderheart's, on the other hand, had only begun. To the rape rack. Oh my god. That is so fucked up. Why would somebody write that? Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ on a cross. Oh my god. Man, I've read some fucked up shit in my day, but wow. Rose Fox, you are one sick fucking puppy. Jesus. And well, that concludes tonight's installment of Trollsterpiece Theater. You mad?